Alright, welcome guys. Back to Arma 3. We're gonna go over Altis again. As you should have seen in a little bit of the intro of the map, you can see the area that we're kind of gonna be covering. It's gonna be a little bit smaller because I'm gonna do it in parts. But in this video we're gonna go over the lower left corner of this island. We're just flying into some land. I'm not having too much speed because I don't want to go too fast. As you can see right here, we have a little bit of sediment. Let's see if we can slow down, go into third person, maybe even turn auto hover on. And let's just look around. Right here is just a little sediment. Kind of trying to look for some interesting areas. Doesn't look like there are too many. Maybe it makes for a good single player mission with some simple infiltrate and extraction. Basically come in, dead end, move in, maybe during night, extract whoever you need to extract, and get out again. So, but for multiplayer it doesn't look too promising, I think. Let's move on a little bit. Let's actually go down a little bit so we get closer to the ground. A couple of houses right here. Another little bit of a settlement coming up. Well, it's not actually a little settlement, it's quite a decent town. It's quite close to Kavala, which we covered last video. If you keep going north, basically straight ahead, you should end up in Kavala. So, let's see. This is Neri. A decent town. Has a lot of open fields, not that much close quarter combat, only in the areas where the actual house is standing and the walls around it. You have a beach right there, but I don't think that adds too much to the gameplay. It just makes for some great scenery, along with the hills surrounding this settlement. Got a highway coming through, so easy transportation. If you have a quad bike or any vehicle that basically drives on the ground. Got a basketball court, a few more houses, a lot of open areas. It's just Arma 3. Basically every Arma has a lot of open areas, but as you might have seen in the previous video in Kavala, it's a lot of close quarter combat. But I think close quarter combat really makes your heartbeat race, but the open field combat, the long range distances of firing actually make for some great gameplay, because most of the weapons are zeroed on 300 meters and all these areas aren't even 300 meters long, so should be pretty easy firing, unless you're maybe on top of that hill or something. Let's just go over here. Doesn't look like it's too interesting right here, so let's continue on. We're gonna go to Panochori, I guess. Let's just put a marker right there. See where we're going. In the meantime, we're gonna quickly show you a bit of the rest of this area that we're gonna be covering. It's not as exciting as Kavala itself, because it's not as dense. in terms of buildings. So we're gonna go over a bigger area than we did last time. Maybe Kavala's right there. We went over Neri, Panuchoy is next, so maybe a little bit more of this. Yeah, let's get down a little bit again. Turn. And turn on auto hover. Quickly just take a brief look around. See where everything is, if the texture's rendering correctly. There's a lot of rocks on this hillside, which can definitely change a firefight. Because you can't get up them, you can't get down them, you actually have to go through these narrow passages because that's too steep. Or you have to go all the way around there or there. So, some new kind of trees right there. Let's turn off auto over and get a little bit closer. Of course, these houses actually are kind of close quarters, so a bit more dense. So might make for some actual more action-packed gameplay again, just like Kavala. It's just not as big. So you always got a use area that you can see the enemies coming from, or which you have to use to flee if you have to pull back, which basically puts you at a huge disadvantage. You can use maybe these trees a little bit. They're new to me. I haven't seen them so far. They look pretty cool. They should make for some good cover to break line of sight with your enemies. But other than that, doesn't look like there are too many amazing buildings that on its own creates some actual good content. Maybe a little bit of sniper tower, but you don't have any cover, so don't think that creates too much. Let's see, Edessa, it's a little bit of like a haven, maybe. What's it called? Let's just go over there to see if there's anything right there. Okay, so we're closing in on this little bit of area, the Edessa. Looking at it, it doesn't seem to be an amazing place. Just a little bridge, a few houses, some rocks in the distance. Doesn't look like too much, so let's just skip this. Let's just look at the map. Doesn't look too much like anything. There's a big mountain here. Not gonna go over there. It's basically all rocks looking at the icon. So let's just get over to Zaros. This looks pretty interesting. Or maybe, yeah, let's just go to Zaros. Okay, so I decided against going to Zaros. I just looked at the map real quick and it kind of lays out of the area that I'm going to be covering in the Kavala region. I will probably have it in the next region or maybe the one after that. So we're just going to check out some terrain that is in this Kavala region. There's a good mountain right here. It's the mountain that you should have just seen. The Agiospanagiotis area, which is right over there. A lot of rocks, as you can see, not much interesting happening right there. But here, a lot of open fields again. Just like the original Altis map, where a lot of combat actually happens. When people are like, if there's gonna be a wasteland mod on this map, a lot of people are probably gonna cover this area to get to Kavala or Neri in order to loot some stuff, get geared up. Maybe we can create some interesting sniper fights, but It looks amazing in my opinion. It's just that I'm not completely sure if it really creates a lot of gameplay. This area, however, slow down. You can see there's some trees leading up to that settlement right there. So I think if there's something interesting in that settlement, in the mod pack, that quite a few people could be covering from this hill, check out if there's something there, then maybe come down through the trees to have a little bit of extra cover from other snipers or maybe some AI that's running around. But yeah, there's also a huge field over there with some trees in the middle. I saw a little bit of a building down there, so let's just check that out. Looks a bit like it's industrial. It is indeed. I was correct. It's quite a big area. Let's just slow down again. Turn auto over on. So just quickly check this area. Close quarters. At least pretty decent close quarters. Some interesting buildings. I'm not sure if you can go in any of them. But maybe, well, that building that's in the center of the screen right now, it should be enterable, I guess. But the others don't. Well, in that building obviously, because there are no doors. But the others, a little bit boring, just for cover, I guess. It's called Factory, this area. That's good to know, I guess. And then I see that quarry to the east of us. Somehow, is it still part? Yeah, let's just go to quarry, check that out, and that should be basically the end of this video. Most of it, you basically have to experience the area yourself. This is just some simple videos that show you how awesome and amazing Arma 3 can be with map building. Get a little bit higher up to get some bird eye view. Third person again. So this settlement is based on a little bit of a hill. Top right there, bottom right about here. Which, if you're on the top defending, you got a pretty decent advantage over the ones assaulting. If you're defending from the bottom, you're gonna have a bad time, because the higher you are, the more cover you can create, especially with these little walls that are everywhere. Of course, obviously Arma 3 does have third person, so people can just walk besides these walls and look over, even though their head isn't popping out. But that just kind of depends on the mission, if third person is allowed. But yeah, just a little settlement, not too interesting. Maybe for a little bit of loot spawns maybe in Wasteland, and can create some firefights, but not too interesting. It's not like everybody's gonna contest that area. I just saw on the map another settlement that I guess I haven't been to. I didn't recognize it, so we're gonna quickly get over there. Maybe that's it already, so we don't even have to skip anything. Get a little bit closer. There's a lot of trees right here, I can see already, which are always amazing in my opinion, because open field areas, even though they're basically most in your face, like everybody experiences the open field firefights, I think these close quarter combats, and a lot of cover, can really provide some amazing gameplay in my opinion. So yeah, there's a wall going around here, which provides a good amount of cover. Again, this is on a bit of a hill. Let's just go down a little bit to see if we can experience the gradient of this city. Let's not go too low. But yeah, that's a pretty steep hill for a town. In real life you won't see many towns that are actually situated on a hill this steep. Maybe in Italy or Switzerland or anywhere in the United States or Asia. I'm not sure, I haven't really been there, so I'm not completely sure. Maybe in Greece, because I'm pretty sure this map is supposed to be Greek. Maybe it's a Greek island, I'm not sure, but this looks pretty amazing to me. And a lot of forest again over there. But yeah, let's just quickly go over here, and which is called Megos, and the power plant, to basically end this video, because I'm pretty sure we have had most of the Kavala region, and we're gonna go over the next region in the next video. Let's just quickly get there. Just a radio tower, that's okay. I'm pretty damn sure this one will be used for some missions, but that's about it. And let's see, the power plant should be right down there. Not too interesting. Smaller than the factory, not that many buildings. Got a huge hill with the radio tower covering this area, so wait. No, okay. I almost thought we went over the same thing twice because of that stream of water, but that was more down that way. But yeah, I guess that's it for this region. Let's just quickly fly around, see if we can find something. But it doesn't really look like it when looking at the map. So we're gonna end this video here. If you guys liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you actually gave it a like. It would help me out a lot. Share it so your friends can see it, your family can see it, whoever you want it to see. Post it on your Facebook. Gets me more views, which also really helps me out in the long run. And subscribe if you want to see more of these, maybe some more Minecraft. And obviously look through my other videos in which I basically go through the rest of this map. Like I said, we've already been through Kavala. I've been through the Castro Castle, which is right next to Kavala. And I'll see you guys next time.